Well, I know in a previous video I had featured some decals that are quite hard to get hold of over here. I had sort of looked at getting some from the US, but again the postage rears its head where $20 worth of a couple of sheets of decals is going to cost me $28 on top to have it shipped to the UK. Now I've been buying an odd bit and piece off this guy who's been listing some American stuff, and he's obviously, I don't know whether it's his or he's bought an estate. These are only small ones, but I did manage to get some Norfolk and Southern logos. I think these ones are for a LOCO kit, if I remember. EMD factory paint. Shell scale, I've never heard of these ones. Number 152, Norfolk and 7 EMD factory paint and NS painted diesel. So I haven't opened it up. You are seeing it as I am. So obviously I'm just primarily, you know, the logos that would have gone on the front. But I can use these on wagons or possibly something else. And there was this one as well, which is the Norfolk and Southern aluminium gondolas. It's just basically, I don't know how many it will cover, possibly two. I don't know how many you get in there, whether it's just one sheet or a couple of sheets. It doesn't say. But anyway, there's two there, and various numbers I can use. Logos, data plates is the one thing I was after to put on some of the other bodies that I've got that haven't got anything on them, like the old Roundhouse kits and things. Then there was this covered hopper air slide coil cars. Again, I haven't got any coil cars yet, something I'm still looking for, but I could obviously utilise this logo to put on the other one, so that it might get chopped up and used with the other ones I've got for the intermodables. And this one is again just a data panel that you put on the box cars, door markings in white, so they can be used again just to add detail to plain wagons or ones that I repaint, just to add that little bit of info back in. And this one has been opened actually. Let's have a look. I think it was about £16 for all this lot. They were sort of $5.99. What we got here? Paper copy. Don't know whether I could scan that and then print it on a decal sheet. If anyone does do decals, if you can recommend a pack of decal material. I have looked, but there's some there, a lot of people say they're too thick. They're a good price for about 10 or 20 sheet packs on Amazon, but I didn't buy them in case they're too heavy. But I need one for a mono laser printer, because that's all I've got is a mono printer. So I'll find somewhere where I put the other ones. I can't remember what I've done with the other ones. So they're going to go in safe storage. And moving on, TMC have, well, a sale on. When don't they have a sale on? Their new marketing initiative is becoming a bit of a running joke, I think, with the likes of the old DFS furniture that used to advertise on TV that every Easter had a sale, and by bank holiday the sale was back on again. Well packed in a big bubble bag is one of their reduced locomotives. It is all wrapped in tissue paper still, which is a good sign. Means it's actually new stock, or it's been redone at Bachman, 'cause I'm pretty sure those 37s I had were Friday assemblies. Let's just go and take the old toilet paper off. So we went for a green B1, which I would say these are more or less Hornby Railroad equivalents. These are the old tooling back from the mainline days. Some of them have had minor enhancements. The main improvement was obviously they've put a more modern chassis on them, so they don't have the awful split chassis. So it improved running, and also DCC enabled. Obviously these don't come fitted, there's no sound option or anything on these, they are just plain Jane locos. But I hummed and hard, it was £100. I mean, I've paid that for second-hand locos. Just recently at the show I paid £95 for a used loco. So again, got to test that as well. So this one has been reviewed by a number of people. I don't think, no, it hasn't got the detailing picked out in the cab, so a little bit of brass paint might come in for a detailing job. If you wanted to put a smoke box flicker in or anything like that, you'd have to drill it out. It is, you know, a basic loco. It's not moved on much from stuff 20 or 30 years ago, other than the fact they've improved the chassis. So it's another one on my list. They didn't have the austerity black left. They had a BR version, but obviously I'm not modelling the BR period, only northeastern. So another one to the collection, which has got to get a test run before it goes in store. So don't know what else. I think it was a B12 I'm after, and a 17. So I've got the old Hornby one I got rid of, so I'm looking to replace that with a more modern equivalent, but I'm in no hurry, you know. If one turns up, it turns up. If it don't, it don't. So and obviously the top layout, which is going to be steam period, isn't going to be well, it will be as long, but obviously being a shelf layout, it's not going to come out as fast, so there's not going to be as much track and stuff going on. Maybe, who knows, I might change around yet, I don't know, I haven't got any firm plans set yet, so but anyway, that's mixed. I think mixed freight, that would do freight and passenger traffic in each day, and I don't think there's any of these in preservation, I'm not sure. So yeah, another new loco, and there's another one on its way, which might appear tomorrow in the next clip, so I'll see you then. This is one I've been hunting for a long while, a bit like the permanent way set. That eludes me either because they never turn up, or they're ridiculously priced. Now, here's two other little purchases I made from the same seller. One there, and one there. Let's get the peanuts out of the way. Right, we're back. Hopefully it's all intact. Right, we're back. Ooh. Never seen that before. That's been put in the wrong way around. Well, as you might see, it's a class 101. Yeah. For some reason the sticker's been pulled off of it. is obviously the dummy carb, feeling the weight. And we have the paperwork. I thought they'd had a plastic sleeve as well, unless that's gone astray. So just the general paperwork. Yes, Network Southeast, Class 101. The odd ones turned up that's not sound, and I've watched them and not paid what they've gone for, bearing in mind they're not sound. They've gone for over £100, and I've paid a lot less than that for a 108 Network Southeast. I think I bought one for £70. So never made any mention that anything was broken or missing. Sprungy buffers, detailed front beam. Wheels are a bit grubby but not terrible. Got the newer style coupling. Yeah, look, everything looks okay. So it's the Network Southeast 101 that came factory fitted with passengers. Oops. The last one I found most recently at a model shop, not one of the big culprits, but nevertheless it was up for £280 for a pre-owned, which is a bit eye-watering because I can remember that was the sound fitted version at that price, brand new, and I wasn't prepared to pay anywhere near that kind of money. It would be cheaper to buy a standard one and put a economy chip in it. So yeah, that all looks okay. Obviously fortunately I haven't put the test track away yet, so I've got a few locomotives to test. So I managed to evaluate what I was prepared to go, and a little bit more just in case, and I want it, as you can see, which I am very happy about. The only reason is because it's as local as I can get them. This is the Royston Cambridge one. There is another one in BR blue grey for Cambridge Norwich. So it cost me 170 quid, which is quite a lot of money. Although, having said that, I've seen recently Network Southeast Bachmann Class 47s that aren't even sound fitted make more than that. But it is one I wanted, and I've looked for it for a long while, and they ain't getting any cheaper, unfortunately. The prices haven't stagnated or even gone in decline since there was a sort of drop in people after COVID, but prices have still remained rather keen, as I'm sure we're all aware. Not helped by the greed of the railway shops, and then people think that's the benchmark. So that was the prime, one of the items that I've managed to tick off on my want list, along with recently the Claude Hamilton Class D16 at the Sandringham, which I got a few months ago, and the other little thing was another project. I think there's been a little bit of talk recently about these. I don't know why. They seem to be popular at the minute. I think it's probably, I don't know, people my age that had them when they were kids, having a little bit of a renaissance. But I have one. It's okay, but it's a little bit play worn, and I have an idea for a project, so I wanted a tidy one, cosmetically. Hopefully I've succeeded in that. There was one working and one non-working. I still paid £15 each for them, well, the total of them, they were listed together. quickly get the thing out of the ready packaging. Hopefully it's still only one piece. So here we have the ubiquitous Triang dock shunter. Now, this one's just a little bit better than my other one. And the other one that's come with it is the red Triang variant, which I think is the non-working one of the pair, supposedly. Might be because it looks like the contact wire's missing off the pickup plate. So that was a quick diagnosis, wasn't it? And this is the older style one with the knurled wheel to, I think the idea was a combination of possible improved grip, and it would make a droning sound on your plastic track. The other one I've got is smooth wheeled, I think. Yeah, they're both knurled wheeled, so they're the earlier variants. This was the only loco when I was a kid that I ever bought new. I had one of these brand new because that was enough money I'd saved up. I wanted the Ginty, but I was a couple of quid short, I think, and this was the cheapest loco Hornby had, or the model shop I had in my town had. We got one buffer missing, not a big deal. I've got a pile of Triang metal buffers, so we need to straighten that out, give them a service, clean the wheels up. And this one looks like the flanges aren't too bad actually. They don't look awful. Might be the width of the wheel that people have problems with them going on turnouts. This is a bit of GT Italy track. I'm getting a rumbling, but that might be the knurled. Can't see. Yeah, it's clearing the sleeper chairs, because that's what I used to find with a lot of my old Triang stock. Not that you can see with me holding it up there. I had some of the old early stuff with the half decoupling, and the wheels used to hit the chairs on the sleepers. It looks like this one might have been turned down, I don't know. Looks a bit flat. Either way, I was going to turn them down, but if they're okay, it doesn't matter. But I have another plan anyway that won't involve me needing the wheels off of this set. I don't know whether I would be retaining the chassis and retrofitting a different drive system inside. I've seen one project where the guy DCC'd it and sound fitted. I'm not going to go to that expense of 100 quid in something that barely pulls the skin off a rice pudding. But I am going to change the drivetrain and DCC it, and assuming that I've got enough room in the cab, there's a guy that 3D prints an interior. Obviously these were make-believe anyway. These aren't modelled on a real locomotive. And glaze it, so just sort of bring it up to the noughties. Surprised Hornby haven't done a version of this like they did with the Smoky Joe, where they sort of improved it. Obviously the Achilles heel is being an 040. It's reasonably weighty, but just a little novel project, so I'll have to dig my other one out. I'm sure this one's a little bit cleaner. It's not got gouges and scratches in it. It's got the little bezel insert there. So yeah, that will be a project for the future. Will be Dock Shunter Project 2.0, I guess. The modernisation program. Just a little bit of shits and giggles. So I've got a number of options to motorise it and bring it up to spec. So we'll have to have a play around with those ideas, see which ones are working, and then implement it into a small project, or maybe two projects, as I have a donor if anything goes wrong, or an experimental donor anyway. Body's okay on this one, the steps normally take a hit. So other than the buffer and the front coupling, which is a tenner penny. Right, that's it. I'm waffling. Catch you on the next bit, or the next video.